Hello ladies, I am back today and yes, you are looking at something odd. I wanted to show you some of my silicone supplies and talk a little bit about, in very brief, how silicone dolls are made. This was a request from one of my viewers, subscribers, and she's also a dear friend of mine, so I kind of just wanted to do a quick video. Here's the mold. I showed y'all that before. And this is one of the mold's legs that I'm going to be doing. And this is the Irie Sculpt Baby, made by Chantal Bagas, Irie Artborn Gallery. And see, here's a leg, and there is a mold on the inside that's almost made out of like a rubber. And the hard plaster on the outside is called the mother mold. That holds the main mold together, holds it together. Or holds it in the stationary position. Let me correct that. So here is the foot, and I'll show you the head. I've already showed you this, and he was laying out on a and the bands just tie it together so it can hold the mold, the mother mold, onto that. And there is actually some silicone in there. I don't know if y'all can see that. So I only have to fill that head halfway. And here is an arm. So this is for a partial silicone baby, meaning the head and limbs are all silicone and it will be put on a soft body. So there's the mold, if you're wondering if you can't remember what the mold looks like. And over here are some of the supplies. This is the actual silicone here. It's in two parts, and I'm sorry for the lighting. It's almost dusk here and the lighting is a little weird. But here is the two parts of silicone, and it's clear. Here, I think that's part B. Yeah, that's part B, the blue bucket, part A, and these are gallon, both are gallon sizes. So what you do is you mix these two together in equal parts, and once you mix them together, it makes a chemical reaction, and it causes the silicone, will start, not right away, but will start hardening into the solid silicone pieces. So here is, you mix these two, and they're clear when you get them. So when you mix them together in equal parts, you have to put this in. It's called Silic Pig, and it stands for silicone pigment. And this is a color like a paint. And you put this in the clear silicone, of course, to tint it to make it like a very light flesh color. And also, you have to put this in at the end after you mix all of the other things I talked about. This you put in, it's called slacker, and it makes the silicone a little bit softer so that it'll be able to come out of the mold. So we talked about that. So you mix all these together, like I said, and then you go, well, you don't pour it in the mold right away, but once I'll show you what else, but this is to release it. So you spray this into the mold really good, and then you got to work it around actually with your hand and fingers. That's like, I explain it like it's a release agent, kind of like Pam cooking spray, but it's not for cooking. And you put that in the mold and make sure it coats all the parts inside, so that the silicone will come out easier, because if you don't do that, the silicone is just going to stick and it's going to ruin your mold and break it. So once you get the silicone all mixed up, then you go over here, and this is a funny looking machine. It's called a vacuum pump. You put the silicone into these small little containers, and it helps you measure them out too, because they have measuring markers on them. So you put the silicone that you've got already mixed up in one of these containers. You put this container inside. You can see it's like a big pot. And you put that container inside, and it's not going to get hot or anything. It actually sucks the air out and takes the bubbles out of the silicone, because if you don't do that, you're likely going to get silicone dolls with lots of bubbles, and that causes imperfections and mistakes in the silicone. It'll have a bunch of bubbles and it won't be even. So you put it in there for about 5 minutes or a little bit less, and it sucks all the bubbles out, and it pulls the bubbles up to the surface of the silicone, and it gets the bubbles out of it. And then under here, I haven't set this up yet, this is a digital weigher. It's like very specific scale, so that you can make sure you get, because you have to get the exact measurements for the silicone, or it won't work very well. And this is a cake big cake spatula, I think they call it. And this is what you have to stir the silicone with. And the silicone is very like thick. It's like a very, I don't know how to explain it. It's thicker than glue, but it's almost like honey. It's very thick honey. That consistency when you stir it, you gotta stir it all up. So I just wanted to show you those are some of my supplies and things. And this over here is black gold. It's vacuum pump oil. You have to pour that into the machine and make sure it has oil in it or it will burn out. It looks like a funny contraption. So I just wanted to show you that today. And here's more of my supplies for painting the silicones. And I do have the girls here that I've been working on. I haven't been able to work on them, painting them much lately because I've had some busy things to do. You know, I'm trying to get my son registered for school, and it's taken a lot of time and effort. So, but I did do a little bit more on her. I just put a little bit of skin color on her. I don't know if you can tell that, but I did get her front and back and some light skin color on her, and I'm going to go back. She's got a long ways to go, so she's going. There's her tongue up there in the corner on the right. So this is Sunshine, sculpt by Ari Artborn Gallery, and she's a pretty girl. And I did fix her head, and it's not too bad. I mean, you can see a little difference there where I built up her head silicone, but it's not too bad. I mean, she's gonna stay bald until if I ever decide to get rid of it, but she'll have hats and stuff, so you won't be able to tell. So there's Miss Sunshine just smiling away. And here's her sister, Rainbow, and she's also was sculpted by Ari Artborn Gallery. And she's got the pretty blue eyes, newborn blue eyes. And she's almost finished. I just have a little bit more modeling on her back and a little bit more detailing on her face, and then she'll be done with her painting. And then I will have to matte her, of course, and then she'll be done. So she's only a few steps away from being complete. And she's just hanging there drying. I know it looks like they're wet, but they're actually not. That's what the silicone paint looks like when it's dry. It looks wet. But the matting, the last layer, will take all that off, shine down, so she will look like a normal baby. She won't be shiny or wet looking. So I just wanted to show you this today, and it is a very quick video, but it was, like I suggested, by one of my dear friends and subscribers to the channel. She was interested in seeing some of the silicone supplies and how they're actually made, the dolls, babies. So I just wanted to show you that. And I will be back tomorrow or the next day. I hope I will be back, and I will be showing some videos like changing, feeding, or some videos with the reborns probably. So I will be back soon, and I appreciate each and every one of you. You're in my thoughts and prayers often, and I hope you're having a wonderful day, and I hope you have a blessed weekend. I will talk to you soon.